our tail of the tape for this first fight, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Joey Davis, 133-0, John, as a collegiate wrestler.
He is an unbelievable wrestler. Ian Butler was a wrestler also. The big difference you're looking at here, look at the 2-0 versus 3-3. That 3-3 is kind of deceptive. Ian Butler is one hellacious fighter. He is going to go after Joey Davis. Joey Davis needs to be careful.
All right, let's get it to Michael C. Williams for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Forum in Inglewood, California. Tonight, presented by Miller Lite, Bellator MMA kicks it off now worldwide on the Bellator MMA app and on Bellator.com with 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner first. At 5'10", weighing in 168.4 pounds. His professional record stands at 3-3. He fights out of San Diego, California, Ian Butler. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'11", weighing in 170.5 pounds. As a professional early on, he's undefeated at 2-0. He fights out of Compton, California, presenting Joey Black Eyes Davis. In charge of the action, your referee, Blake Grice.
So Blake Grice is our referee, and when we visited with Joey Davis, he and his father talked about the relationship he has had with Rampage. Look at that, for a very long time.
Come on, look at that picture. That is an awesome picture. That's Rampage when he won the light heavyweight title from Chuck Liddell. Joey Davis has been there and done it now. He knows what it's like. He's ready to get busy.
All right, let's get things started. Here we go. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Red gloves for Joey Davis, blue gloves for Ian Butler.
What you're going to see is progression of Joey Davis now from a wrestler to an MMA fighter. He's not going to just go after this one. Look what he's doing in the stand-up. Little dirty boxing, very nice job.
Just missed with the right hand. Ian Butler, not afraid to stand and trade early.
No, Ian's going to stand with him, and he's going to try to bang this whole fight out. Nice shot that he landed with the jab. That's to establish that range and that length. Joey Davis needs to start moving that hip. Nice spinning back and down.
That hurt.
Big. This fight's over. This fight is over.
All over. Just like that.
That is the progression of a NC2A wrestler into an MMA fighter. Joey Davis is hit him with a spinning back kick. No one is looking at Joey Davis like that's what he's going to do. And he hit him with it clean and put him out.
Sensational finish by Joey Davis. We will take a look at it on our Black Card Premium Spiced Rum replay. Boom, right there, John.
Look at that beautiful kick right to the ribs and the liver. When that hits you, it is like someone taking a knife and just stabbing you in the side. Your legs go down. He finishes it up with punches, but the fight was over once that spinning back kick hit the body. It was done.
Joey Davis, 3-0 inside the Bellator cage. Got to love the finish. To make it official, here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it ends 39 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, still undefeated, Joey Black Eyes Davis.
Joey Davis with the spinning back kick and a quick finish of Ian Butler to get things started here tonight. Just 39 seconds into round number 1. Tail of the tape for our next fight. Brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. How about the Israeli Batman?
The Israeli Batman, Haim Gozali, he is a tough competitor who is awesome on the ground. His ground skills are world class. Jose Campos is going to want to keep this fight on the feet if he's looking for a victory. He's going to look to bang out Haim Gozali.
With the official introductions, here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite stays now with the welterweights. Set again for 3 5-minute rounds. We'll introduce the blue corner first. At 5'6", weighing in 168.8 pounds. His professional record, 2 wins, no losses by way of Riverside. He fights out of San Diego, California, Jose Campos. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 168.5. His professional record, 8 wins, 4 defeats, hailing from Haim, Israel, presenting Haim Gozali. In charge of the action, referee Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee for this welterweight matchup. Gozali coming off a 45-second submission victory in Tel Aviv, Israel.
As I said, Gozali's grappling ability is world class. In this fight, you're going to see him try to take the ground, and Jose's going to want to keep it on the feet.
Campos coming out southpaw. Gozali is a natural southpaw, and our clock is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories.
Campos is doing a really good job of mixing it up, but he cannot let Gozali get him to that cage. Nice job. Notice how he backed off.
Red gloves for the veteran, Haim Gozali, and the blue gloves for Jose Campos. Gozali doesn't mind if the fight goes to the ground, even on his back. He's dangerous on his back, John.
No, he doesn't mind. In fact, that's where he wants it. He knows that, hey, if I can even just jump guard, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be in a stand-up battle with Campos.
Campos fighting out of San Diego by way of Lima, Peru.
This is that position I'm talking about, getting him against the fence, getting the takedown. He didn't get the position he wanted, but now at least he's on the ground where he can work that submission game that he's so good at.
His finish in Tel Aviv was the second fastest submission finish in Bellator welterweight history.
You can see the difference right now. Campos does not want to be on the ground. You notice he's not even striking. He's not doing anything offensive. He's completely defensive. Haim Gozali down here is a dangerous competitor. There he's starting to bring his feet up. He needs to start getting busy in being offensive, though, in this position.
4th degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Gozali has been with Renzo Gracie for over 2 decades.
You can see referee Jason Herzog coming in and telling him, I need you to be busy. He's doing that because right now, Gozali's the guy that's stalling the fight with that closed guard. Campos, although being on top, and that's exactly why Jason's standing up. He is also stalling the fight in that top position because he's not going after either strikes or going after a position change.
That cut, John, we're being told from the truck, an accidental headbutt. The fight continues. Take a look at it. Boom, nice arrow.
Nice clash to the head, and you can understand why the referee didn't see it at the angle that he's at. It happens in the fight game. It's unfortunate, but no problem. Jose Campos just worked right through it.
Midway point of the first of 3 scheduled 5-minute rounds.
And you know, this right here, this is playing into the way Campos needs to fight this fight to come out with a victory. Gozali needs to get busy when he's on. If he's going to go to the ground, he's going to go to his back. You need to get busy with that submission game.
It was a great visit to Tel Aviv. The crowd was unbelievable back in November. The Israeli Batman with a huge and early submission finish. He's on the defensive here, though.
He is, you know, he's a hero back in Israel, and he's like in the grappling arena. He's the god up there. But this is MMA, and if you're going to stand with someone, you need to stand and get offensive. That's a good job, even though he went to his back. At least he's going to be offensive, going after something to make Campos have to move.
Gozali's 2 Bellator wins have both been by first-round submission.
Where Gozali had problems in his 1 loss here in Bellator, he fought Ryan Couture. He couldn't handle the wrestling game of Ryan Couture. He's better at submission, but the wrestling game stalled all of his submission.
Campos trying to score from the top. Stepped away.
And right there, you're seeing the whole problem for Gozali. He did not close his guard. He had an open guard, and Campos was able to just back off, get right back up, and get to the position where he wants to be.
Campos with one professional victory, and it was by first-round knockout. Good back and forth so far. Right over Big John McCarthy inside the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California.
Gozali's getting a little frustrated with what's going on here. You can see he's dropping his hands. He's turning his head down. He needs to start to think about changing angles and becoming more offensive in the stand-up so Campos gets forced back into that cage.
Talked about the 2 Bellator victories. Gozali has finished all 8 of his career wins in round number 1. Time ticking away.
Gozali right now, if you look at him, he's tired. 44 years of age compared to 20-some years of age. That is a difference, and right now it's starting to show. He's breathing out of his mouth. He's starting to gas a little bit, and it's only going to get worse from here if he doesn't have the ability to change this position and get Campos on the ground.
Round 1 in the books. You see him working on the cut, John. It was from, as we mentioned earlier, this accidental headbutt.
Yeah, that's completely unintentional, but what it does is it makes it to where if the fight does get stopped because of that cut, even if it's a hit that makes it larger in the future, it's going to go to either what we call a no contest or a technical decision by the judges. It's not going to be a TKO victory for Gozali.
Round 2. Red gloves for Haim Gozali. Blue gloves for Jose Campos.
Campos' corner was telling him, I want lateral movement out of it. That's exactly what he needs to do. He's switching stance here, but he needs to, instead of just becoming that straight-ahead fighter, take angles because he's faster than Gozali, and that speed is what kills.
Campos excited, living in San Diego to be here on such a big night for Bellator MMA.
Nice inside leg kick. He goes, takes him down from that point right here. Work. Don't sit here and just stand. Okay, you're going to let him stand up, but if you're going to be pressing on him, start working and getting busy with him.
Gozali, as we mentioned, 44 years old. Here with his son, Aviv, again tonight. He was in his corner back in Tel Aviv in November. See if Campos can score here on the feet. They both kind of connected there.
Yeah, and you're seeing that, but the difference in the stand-up, Gozali is starting to get really sloppy. Hands are coming down the side. Punches are starting to loop in. That's something that Campos can take advantage of with this lateral movement and just taking and utilizing straight punches. It's going to give Gozali a big problem.
Fatigue is the reason we're seeing kind of a less dominant or less dangerous Gozali, right?
Exactly, right there you just saw. He saw the kick setup that was coming. He saw it was going to be a spinning kick, and instead of attacking it, he just kind of backed off and didn't have any counter. That's a problem.
Trying to sneak one in there.
A little bit of a spinning back fist.
Yeah, Campos liked it. Gozali trying to go over the top. A lot of kicks from Campos.
All those kicks are slowing down Gozali's ability to move, and that's going to start taking a toll as you're getting into the last half of the second round and into the third round. Those add up. They make a difference.
Nice Superman punch, and it lands. And again with the kick, body shot. He's in trouble.
Nice left hand.
Got rocked.
He is rocked. Right now, Campos needs to be smart. He's making him come get up. Good job. Go right back after him.
Big shot landed by Jose Campos.
You can see that Gozali still is not on solid legs, and a lot of that has to do with the punch, and some of it has to do with those leg kicks that he's taking.
Midway point of the fight.
Campos is so unsure of being on the ground with Gozali. He's slowing down his offense, not because he's tired, not because Gozali's giving anything that's giving him a problem. He just doesn't want to end up underneath him.
Good kick from Gozali. Gozali has only been to the judges' scorecard once in 12 professional fights. We've got a long way before we go there, though.
It's got some distance to go, but he's got to get busy if he wants to win on a judge's scorecard, because right now he's starting to get handled. Nice body shot, nice right hand to the body. That's going to take more steam out of him.
kick again.
You know, Mike, you take a kick like that and people go, oh, it's no big deal. It's like getting hit with a baseball bat. It hurts and it affects the way you can move.
And we always talk about Pedro Hizzo, Randy Couture. The damage that Randy took, even though he won the fight, from Pedro the Rock Hizzo on those heavy kicks.
And Randy Couture will tell you, I did not walk right for a month after that fight. Leg kicks, people look at him, they think, oh yeah, probably doesn't feel good. It's horrible.
Campos looked to spin there.
Campos, for a guy who's coming into this with one fight, he's been very impressive in being very controlled. He's controlling the fight, he's controlling the distance, he's controlling a veteran fighter and a guy who's very dangerous, so he's being slowed down by his own commitment in, I don't want to be underneath this guy, but he's doing a great job for a young fighter. Big, heavy left leg kick there.
Gozali said he's been in martial arts his entire life.
You know, some of that was him pulling on the leg, but he did connect with that right hand, Mike.
Yep. 30 seconds on the clock here in round 2. Hammer fist.
Big, heavy hammer fist. Smart job controlling both legs right here. Trying to go to side control, but right now, Gozali's doing a good job framing out. Look what he's doing with his feet. Look what he's doing with his arm.
Gozali, between taking some heavy shots and fatigue,
you cannot turn your eyes away from your opponent.
Good round for Campos.
Look at right here. Beautiful right hand, hits him flush, comes back, kick. This is a guy, you know, with one fight to his credit right now, this is a guy who is doing a beautiful job. Nice freaking left-right hand. That's solid, and that puts Gozali down. Nice right hand coming down, hit him with some big hammer fists. This is what he needs to do to win this fight.
On your scorecard, what do you have it thus far?
Oh, right now it's easy. This is 2 rounds to nothing. Jose Campos is winning this fight. Gozali needs to do something special to take it away.
Final round, buddy, you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
Third and final round. 5 minutes remain. 44-year-old Haim Gozali.
And we're talking about, you know, Haim needs to do something. He's actually trying to do that right now by taking the center of the cage, by moving forward, by pushing Campos against the cage. This is what he needs to do to try to be successful. Campos does a good job laterally moving out. Now he's the one that's in the center.
Gozali spends a lot of time training in the New York City area with Renzo Gracie. This just his second pro fight, though, in the U.S. The first one was at Madison Square Garden last year.
Not a bad place to have your first fight in the U.S. is Madison Square Garden. But you watch, all that training with Renzo cannot take place unless you get this fight to the ground. And he's got to do something. He's got to either set up a takedown, change levels, get him against the fence. He cannot stand in the middle of the cage and just stand there and trade and think he's going to win this fight.
Trying to set things up with the jab. Good shot by Campos and another one.
Campos being smart, trying to control the position, steps back out. That's smart fighting. This is a guy that understands, I'm not going to play another man's game. I'm going to make him play mine.
Caught the kick. Campos has done that a number of times in this fight.
He has. He keeps on trying to land that overhand right when he does. The best part of it, he's throwing it straight down the pipe. It's got shorter distance, power behind it. Oh, you heard him again. He's hurt.
Gozali in trouble here, 3 minutes on the clock. Third and final round.
Got to be impressed that Campos is not resting on the fact that he won those first 2 rounds. He's still going after Gozali, and he's trying to do stuff that's going to finish this fight. One thing that would help Campos if he would start to hide those kicks behind his hands, throw his hands, then bring the kick, and he can bring the kick up because the way Gozali's dropping his hands, that kick is there for him if he brings it.
Again, putting together some nice combinations.
Going down to the body, utilizing straight punches. You got to be impressed by the young guy in Jose Campos. One professional fight coming in against an experienced veteran like Haim Gozali. He's controlling this fight. He's controlling the range, the distance. It's really an impressive performance from a very young fighter.
Very composed, 28-year-old. Controlling the pace of this fight.
Right there, look what he's doing.
Yep.
Come here, we're gonna fight this right one. Come to the center of the ring. He's making Gozali fight his fight. That is what you want to do to win fights. Superman punch, didn't land solid. Nice right hand over the top. Gozali's working now, he's trying, he needs to come forward. He needs to get Campos in a position where he's either avoiding the punch and he can change levels on him, or get him against the fence where he can utilize some of the throws that he's very good at.
Tried the head kick a moment ago. As I mentioned, he's only been to the judges' scorecards once in 12 fights. We're a minute away.
There's a good chance he's going to be going to the judges' scorecards, because right now he's doing nothing that's going to end this fight. He's not throwing with power. He doesn't have a lot of power left in him. He's tired. He's been hurt a lot. He's in a position right now. He needs to do something to get this fight in a position where he can win it. And that best chance is him getting Campos to the ground right now.
Gozali just fought 65 days ago. It was only 45 seconds. He got the win, as we mentioned earlier, but back-to-back training camps are very difficult.
Especially when you're 44 years of age.
Absolutely.
Look, you know, the one thing you got to look, there is no quit in Haim Gozali. You look at that leg, look at his right leg, look at the abuse that is taken. He is absolutely losing this fight, but there is no quit in him. He's still going after him, he's still trying. That's 44 years of age in a match like this against a young guy. He's doing everything he can. Gotta respect that.
Big swing and a miss late. And they go the distance.
Really impressive fight by a young fighter in Jose Campos, a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience record-wise, but man, he came in here, he absolutely did the right things that he technically needed to do to win this fight. Controlled distance, controlled the stand-up, didn't go to the ground much with Haim Gozali. Beautiful fight. Now there's your headbutt you see when they come in, and that's just them coming together. It ends with a head cut. The cut was taken care of by the cut man. Nice right hand over the top, left hook to the kick, back with the punches, beautiful left hook that lands and puts him down. All of this is stuff from a young fighter, the way he controlled his emotions and took his time. You have to be impressed with that performance.
The official decision is in. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your three judges at cage side, Jackie Dinkin, Chris Chael, and Ron McCarthy. All three see the fight exactly the same, 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, Jose Campos.
Congratulations to Jose Campos as he takes out the Israeli Batman, Haim Gozali. Our tale of the tape, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. 20-year-old Khonry Gracie John making his professional debut.
Both of these guys, Devon, Brock, and Khonry, making their professional debut. But if you're looking at it, Khonry Gracie's got the weight of the world on his shoulders because of who his father is. His father's Royce Gracie, but he does not fight in a similar fashion to Royce, other than he does fight very relaxed.
Khonry Gracie, Devon Brock with the official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight from the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, Bellator MMA now presents 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'9", weighing in 166 pounds even. Tonight, making his professional debut, he fights out of Los Angeles, California, dangerous Devon Brock. And across the cage, his adversary tonight fights out of the red corner. At 6 foot, he weighed in 169 pounds even. The iconic name and the legacy continues tonight as he makes his professional debut fighting out of Torrance, California, presenting Khonry, Gracie. And the man in charge of the action, your referee, Mike Beltran.
Mike Beltran, our referee.
Little bit of experience standing behind Khonry Gracie there. His uncle Hoyler, Rodrigo, and his father Hoyce.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
of
a little.
experience. Time to be a dad right now and watch your son. And look at the family tree. The Gracie name, of course, John, it all started with Elio.
It did start with Elio, and he brought a system out that has changed the martial arts as we know it.
You ready to fight? You
Ready to go?
Now, let's go.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories.
Yeah, one of the things you're going to see with Khonry, he does like to stand up and fight. He does extend his left hand out a lot. He always has that right hand high and chambered. Devon Brock is going to want to fight on his feet. He is going to do everything he can to keep this fight in a standing position because that's where he feels he has the ability to win.
Khonry Gracie in the red gloves, Devon Brock in the blue gloves. Both making their professional debut.
You look at what's going on right now. This is two young guys trying to feel each other out, trying to feel that distance. It's gonna start to go. This is that beginning.
Been focusing only on mixed martial arts the last 3 years. Khonry Gracie, for a long time, was all about soccer, and he was very good at it. But then he said, you know what, somebody's got to take over the family business. I'll go ahead and do it.
Taking over the family business, sometimes that's not an easy job to do. You look, he was a very good soccer player, but since he was 17, he's been big time into jiu-jitsu. He did it his entire life growing up, but took it super serious when he got to 17. He is a very good grappler. Devon Brock knows that, and in everything that I've seen out of Devon Brock, I've watched his fights in the amateurs. He was 5-0 in the amateurs. He is a guy that goes after and swings heavy leather. He doesn't have that one-punch power. He does have multiple punch power, though.
Khonry said that it was his decision. His father never forced him, which he really appreciates looking back. No regrets, hoping to go 1-0 as a professional here tonight inside the Fabulous Forum.
Yeah, and the way, you know, look at Hoyce, the way he does things is he tried to make everything fun for his son, all of his kids. He never made it where we got to go to jiu-jitsu. It was jiu-jitsu was play. And if you make it fun for your kids, then it becomes something that's enjoyable, and that's the way Khonry grew up.
When we visited with Khonry a couple of days ago, Big John, Hoyce was there, you know, proud Papa was there, and he let Khonry do his thing, but then he talked about the sword, and it was a cool story. He said, you know, sometimes you just have to watch the guys utilize the sword, and it's not your turn yet. There's been a lot of swords utilized in the Gracie lineage.
Yeah, you know, he's talking about, look at, you know, you look at Hoyce, he's a knight. You know, he's like a knight from the medieval times, and his son is a guy that was there to hand, you know, the sword to him, and then he would go out and fight. Well, now the sword's changing hands. Good job by Khonry. Good pressure. He's got the underhook. What he's looking for right now is just that pressure that he can. Devon's going to do everything he can to get out of this position right now. He's grabbing shorts. That's illegal, but the ref's not seeing it. Khonry's doing a good job of maintaining that clinch right now. His wrestling comes from, that was a beautiful right hand that just hit Khonry, and you can tell it stung him. That's why he's moving back. That's why he moved to the side.
Look at his
there you go.
Takedown.
He's got his hands tied. You should not let that come on top. That was a mistake. That was a good job by Devon Brock. But now he's got the fight on the ground. Here's where he has a distinct advantage.
Close guard of Khonry Gracie.
And again, this is that point where, look, you got the fight down here. Open up the guard. Start to attack this guy, because you can look at Devon Brock. He's doing nothing also. And that's the time that the referee, when the guy on top is basically just stalling the fight, he's going to stand it up. If the guy on the bottom is staying in this position right here with a closed guard, and Brock was trying to get out of it, the referee would let it go on. Moving towards a triangle, it's not there yet. His legs are not even close. He needs to grab that shin, bring it down behind that knee.
1 minute on the clock in round number one.
There he is starting to grab it, but you still see that space. that space equals escape. It means that it's not as tight as it needs to be.
Brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under his father, Royce. Mark Munoz has worked a lot with Khonry lately with his wrestling.
Devon Brock had his arm in a position where he's able to protect himself. He needs to be careful of letting that arm get across. Right now, Khonry's got nothing but a high guard. There's no submission attempt right here. He was trying with a triangle, but nothing is there at this moment.
Mark Munoz, as I mentioned, with the wrestling, and Gracie started kickboxing with Stitch 'em Up, Joe Schilling. Good finish here in round 1 by Devon Brock. The fight continues. Khonry, Gracie in the red gloves, Devon Brock in the blue gloves. Round 2. Let's see what Khonry tries to do here early. Spent a lot of the end of round number 1 on his back.
Yeah, you gotta look. That was a safe position for him to be in. He wasn't getting hit, but it was also a good thing for Devon Brock because Brock now knows, hey, I'm okay down here. I didn't get submitted. I'm still here, so he feels more comfortable about his ability now maybe to open up a little bit.
5-0 amateur record for Devon Brock. 1 win by knockout, 1 win by submission. Khonry Gracie told us the moment of truth came 3 years ago. It was go to play collegiate soccer or start a fight career. He chose the latter.
Gotta look and wonder why soccer's so much better as far as not getting punched in the face.
That's an excellent point.
Khonry keeps on dipping. What he's doing is he's feigning that, oh, I might take you down, I might shoot for that double leg, and he's trying to set up Devon Brock.
Brock in the center of the cage. Nobody really starting to get an advantage here in round number 2.
There's that extended left hand. That's a real similar thing that his father used to do. You watch with the extended left hand, but one thing that Khonry's really good, that right hand stays up high, protecting himself from that high kick. He needs to start to become more offensive. Oh, that was a very nice
nicely
left.
done. Gracie does a lot of his boxing training at Freddie Roach's place, so he is surrounded by the right people if he is going to become great at this.
If you're looking at the lineage of his coaches, it doesn't get any better.
Round 2, fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Devon Brock's starting to take control of this fight. He's the one that's dictating the pace and the position, and Khonry needs to break that.
Trying to establish the jab. Oh, caught one. They split jabs there, John.
It was, but the jab that got through with more power was Devon Brock's. He's the one that's landing. Even though he's got a little bit less of that reach, he's stepping in and throwing that with intent, and that intent is getting through.
Royce's last fight was in the Bellator cage against Ken Shamrock for a 3rd time. He won that in the first round with that TKO, the knee, the punches. Khonry was in his corner for that fight.
He was, and if you're looking here again, there's Khonry setting up that feint. Khonry needs to start to move his feet. He's skating flat-footed. When you start to get flat-footed, you start to just stop everything you're doing. Movement's gonna help him feel better, start to bounce up and down, and start to pump that jab and make Devon Brock have to work at defending what's coming at him.
Gracie trying to score here in round number 2.
You're going to be a lot better trying to be offensive and make guys start to defend what you're doing than you are by just sitting there and feinting and then letting them throw at you.
We asked Khonry Gracie about his one amateur fight, and he said the biggest thing that caught him by surprise, the intensity.
There is a big difference between practice and play. And we don't play when we fight, but when you're in this cage and it's a real fight, the intensity is indescribable unless you've been in there.
The old saying, game speed.
Game speed is very fast, and sometimes it's so fast you never see it.
Final minute of round 2. Devon Brock ended round number 1 in top position.
He did, but Devon Brock, again, I think he learned a lot off of that first round, and you look at what he's doing. He's the one that's still controlling the pace of this fight. He's the one that's dictating where the fight's gonna be, and he's the one that's landing the better blows.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds.
Brock faked the shot there a moment ago.
Nice takedown by Devon Brock.
Khonry Gracie, red gloves. Devon Brock, blue gloves.
Third final round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Let's go.
We are underway. 5 minutes remain.
Devon Brock's corner gave him some very good advice. He told him, you know what, this is an even fight, but you are the one that's setting the pace. He's absolutely having problems with your power. Keep doing what you're doing, go forward.
Fighting here inside the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California.
It's hard to describe for people the pressure that both of these guys are under in this pro debut. This means so much to them, and to be in front of all these people, this is a new experience.
Don't forget, live and free on Paramount Network, 9 East, 8 Central. What a card we have. Rampage and Chael, first fight of the heavyweight Grand Prix.
There's that movement, that's good. What you're seeing out of Khonry, he needs to start moving those feet. That's gonna set up the clean punch or the clean kick for him to land.
Somebody's got to take over here soon.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. This is one of those, well, you throw first, I'll throw. Each guy is actually looking to counter. You've got to initiate. You got to go after it.
Trying to get the takedown.
That's nice, but if you're gonna get the takedown there and you've got that high underhook, either change that hook, underhook, to go for that double with your other hand down low, or bring both hands up for a body lock.
Khonry played soccer for over 10 years. He said at that time, Jiu-Jitsu was a hobby. Yeah, it's the family business, but that was secondary. It is obviously primary now as he makes his professional MMA debut here against Devon Brock.
That kick you saw right there where both of them kicked at the same time and those shins clash, I can tell you that does not feel good to either fighter.
Action, let's go, action.
Checking a kick is better than taking a kick, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Exactly. Khonry Gracie needs to start utilizing lateral movement. He's stepping straight back. When Devon comes at him, he's going straight back. That's never a good position to be in.
Big swing and a miss by Brock. Pace picking up here, just past the midway point of the third and final round.
But what you're seeing is, look at what's happened to Khonry when he's shooting for that takedown. He's hitting his knees. You cannot hit your knees. The only guy that can do that is Jordan Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs has the wrestling skill to hit his knees and get the takedown. Khonry doesn't. He's got to drive through his opponent.
Under 2 minutes now. As Gracie moved in, trying to get a takedown, he took a lot of punches.
He's taking the damage right now. He's got to start getting busy and giving it back, or Devon Brock's going to take this fight from him.
As I mentioned earlier, Devon Brock 5-0 as an amateur. looking to earn the victory in his professional debut. Fighting out of Los Angeles.
You can see that Devon's athletic, and that's what's getting him out of these problems. That and that Khonry, technique-wise, is not doing what he needs to do to be successful.
Let's go, action! Let's go!
Something's got to happen here. 1 minute remains.
Right now, neither fighter is doing a very good job of helping our judges in figuring out who they're going to be giving this fight to. The less action there is, it's actually harder to judge that fight.
Harder to call it too, by the way.
Can be.
Let's see if there's a sense of urgency in the final 30 seconds from both fighters.
See, the one you're looking at, Khonry's throwing ones, and you can't throw ones unless you have the power like a Roy Nelson with a right hand or a Quinton Jackson. You've got to throw combinations. You've got to throw multiples, because it's as the guy is blocking that one, now the second, third, fourth is coming in, and that's what's hitting him.
Final seconds of the fight. Brock and Gracie. They go the distance. Tonight's fight replay brought to you by Black Card Premium Spiced Rum. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Look at that nice uppercut by Brock there. This was the chance that Gracie had when he had him on the ground, but he wasn't able to complete the triangle. That once he got it set up, went for the armbar, didn't work.
Judges rendering their decision. Good jab utilized throughout the fight by Brock. And again, you see the double jab landing there, John.
Yeah, and you know, that right hand hit, it hit Khonry quite a few times, and that's the difference. When he was getting hit, he's starting to turn away from it. You've got to respond.
Michael C. Williams with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go the distance inside the Bellator cage. From your official judges' scorecards, Marcos Rosales scores it 30-27, while judges Chris Chael and Jackie Denkin both see it the same, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Dangerous Devon Brock.
Congratulations to Dangerous Devon Brock. And he will visit with Big John.
Come over here, stud. Congratulations, Devon Brock, on your first professional win. What was it like coming in here fighting the son of a legend? You knew you had a lot of people that are looking. This is a hard fight for you to be. What was it like for you?
Man, it was a great experience. I just know how to come in here with that killer mindset. And no offense, but new generation killer, baby.
It looked to me in the first round when he took you down, tried to put the triangle on you, but you kept working out. It looked to me like you gained confidence from that position instead of being worried about it.
Oh, yes, I did. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have as much experience as he does, but I know when I'm in trouble.
Well, I want to tell you congratulations on your first victory. We look forward to seeing you again. Everyone, your winner, Devon Brock.
Dangerous Devon Brock defeats Khonry Gracie here inside the fabulous Forum. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Big advantage experience-wise for Castillo.
Well, you're looking at the record. He's got more fights, but the actual fight experience and who he's fought and where he's fought goes with Guiherme Bomba.
All right, let's get the official introductions from Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA now stays with the welterweight division set for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner first. At 5'11", weighing in 169.8 pounds. His professional record, 15 wins, 8 losses, fighting out of Ensenada, Mexico, presenting Ivan Choco Castillo. And across the cage, his adversary. Tonight fighting out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 168.5 pounds. As a professional, tonight he enters with 9 victories, 4 losses. Originally, do Brazil, he fights out of Los Angeles, California, presenting Guiherme Bomba Vasconcelos. In charge of the action, your referee, Frank Trigg.
Frank Trigg, our referee. Big John McCarthy is now on TV. Well, you're talking on TV more, as opposed to just being bossy. Frank Trigg is our referee.
Stay right there.
Bomba and Castillo.
Ready? Fight!
Here we go. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Bomba in the red gloves, Castillo in the blue gloves.
Castillo came out really nice, hard lower leg kick. Bomba's a guy he likes to keep a fast pace, so we'll see if he's able to do that with Castillo.
Fighting out of Hollywood, but born in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, BH. Castillo fighting out of Ensenada, Mexico. Both men with significant experience. Big swing and a miss.
The big difference you're seeing in their experience is just who they fought and where they fought. Castillo's got more fights, but it's in lower level organizations with lower level fighters than what Bomba's been against.
Bomba fighting for the 4th time inside the Bellator cage. Bellator debut for Castillo. The chance of Bomba.
It's always good when you got a rooting section.
Absolutely.
Makes you feel good.
Bomba's gym back in Brazil, the BH Rhinos. BH for Belo Horizonte. Good combination, just missed.
That was a big right hand by Bomba. Beautiful job. Gets the position over the head. Nice trip, takes the back. Smart fighting right now. This is the position where Bomba has the huge experience difference. Castillo likes to fight in the stand-up. Bomba's got a very tight ground game. Right now, it's in a wrestling ride. Bomba needs to just control that leg, keep that leg up off of the ground. That'll help him keep Castillo down where he wants him to be.
2 minutes into this 3-round fight.
Good job of Castillo to get back to his feet. He's already got that arm. He needs to swing that arm around the right side of Bomba so he can center up, get to a 50-50 position with him.
Quick shot as they clinch.
And right there you see he made a mistake. His mistake was he should have brought that arm down and underneath. Instead he brought it over the top of the head, and that's why Bomba was able to get him back to the ground.
Bomba trying to posture up and do some damage here early. 27-year-old Ivan Castillo, 31-year-old Guiherme Bomba.
It's a good half guard position. This is a very tough position. When a guy gets in half guard and has you up against the cage, you've got to think about where you're going to go if you're Castillo. If he's going to try to trade punches right now, he's going to be on the losing side because he can't generate the power that Bomba can being in the top position.
Bomba's wins inside the Bellator cage by rear naked choke and by knockout.
I can't see if Bomba has what we would call a lace on that bottom arm. He does. You can see that he's got a lace on the bottom arm. That knee came very close to hitting him in the head. But he's got his arm. That left arm of Castillo's is trapped under his body by what Guiherme Bomba was doing.
Good pressure here. Good ground and pound by Bomba.
This is, if you're an MMA fighter, this is called dirty fighting on the ground. This is slowly disintegrating what Castillo can do. It's a slow process of just putting him in positions where he's taking more and more damage.
Almost has the full mount.
Oh, now he's got an arm triangle choke. It's tight. He's got it to the side.
Can he finish it?
He's going to finish it.
Now?
It is tight. He needs to stay with it, keep his hips down.
Looking to finish the fight. It is locked in tight. It's all over. Bomba by submission.
Good job.
Outstanding. John, once he got the position, it was just the beginning of the end.
It was exactly what he needed to do to be successful in the fight. Be smart. Think of all elements. And when we talk about that position, when he made the mistake of grabbing over the head, that's what led to everything you saw.
Take a look at the finish. Our Black Card Premium Spiced Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum. That's edgy to the core.
Nice job here. Gets to the side. That arm triangle is tight. What he wants to do is, as he squeezes, keep those hips down. Castillo's trying to raise his hips to relieve pressure. He's putting his hand in a position where we're going to say, oh, he's trying to use the phone. It's too tight. He eventually can't get out of it. There goes the raise up again, and the pressure's too much. He taps out.
Castillo was a gamer, man. He was trying to get out of it, but Bomba had it locked down, and there's the tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the head and arm choke brings on the tap officially. 4 minutes, 12 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, Guiherme Bomba Gonzalez.
Our tale of the tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Big John, they're about the same age, but there is an experience advantage to Georgi Karakhanyan.
Absolutely. Georgi Karakhanyan has had many more fights and a higher level of competition right to the end of what Henry Corrales has done so far in Bellator.
All right, let's get it to Michael C. Williams with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Forum in Inglewood, California for tonight's Bellator MMA premiere live on Paramount Network. Presented by Miller Lite. The action begins now with featherweights inside the cage set for 3 5-minute rounds and brought to you by Boost Mobile. Get the best value in national prepaid wireless. Easy to switch, easy to save. And now, introducing the blue corner first. At 5'8", weighing in 145.8 pounds, his professional record, 14 wins, just 3 defeats. From La Mirada, California, presenting Henry Corrales. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 145 pounds even. As the professional, he brings 27 victories, 7 defeats, hailing originally from Moscow. He fights out of Riverside, California. Introducing Georgi, insane Karakhanyan. And the referee in charge of the action, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee, for the very first fight live on Paramount Network. Corrales and Karakhanyan.
Buddy, you ready? Buddy, you ready? Fight!
Here we go! Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Georgi Karakhanyan in the red gloves, Henry Corrales in the blue gloves.
Henry Corrales really came out quick, establishing that right overhand. Georgi Karakhanyan is going to have to think about that lateral movement to stay away from Corrales' power. He likes throwing that big right.
This is a great matchup to get things started, and that overhand right just landed.
That's Karakhanyan coming back with it, saying, oh yeah, I got one too.
Both of these guys excited for this matchup, John, because they both fight with an aggressive style and they love to trade on the feet.
Exactly, and you look at Henry Corrales. Corrales has been known as a striker who you want to take to the ground, and that's exactly what you're seeing out of Georgi right now. I want to get this guy to the ground. I want him to think that I'm going to stand up with him, but that's probably not where I'm going to win this fight. I want to win it on the ground.
Henry Corrales, training out of the MMA lab in Glendale, Arizona for the past 2 years. He and his family moved to Phoenix full-time 1 year ago.
And his coach, Eddie Cha, went with him. And one of the things that Eddie said that move did for him is his wrestling is so much better. And you just saw it in the way he stopped what Georgi Karakhanyan is trying to do.
Henry Corrales said, we moved camps, but I didn't leave my head coach, which is awesome, John Crouch. course, does a great job. Benson Henderson, one of the big names out of the lab.
What Henry got out of it, he got the ability to have training partners that could push him. He was no longer the big fish in a small pond. He was now with a bunch of killers, and that has only made him better.
Corrales first entered the Bellator cage with a 12-0 record. 10 finishes as they collide inside the cage here. Early action on Paramount. Karakhanyan really wants to showcase his skills tonight.
What you're going to find, if you're watching this fight, you're going to see who's going to lead the pressure on this fight. Henry Corrales likes to pressure his opponent. Georgi Karakhanyan likes to pressure his opponent. So both of them right now, they're doing a little bit back. Henry's controlling it a little bit more, but it's going to be who's going to establish that dominance in it.
Corrales said he believes his conditioning is better in this matchup.
One of the things that you've seen out of Georgi, he does get tired at times. He puts a lot of energy out. He is, his nickname, he is insane, and sometimes he will go for broke. But lately, he's been fighting really smart. He's been fighting under control, and that's what everyone expects out of Georgi. You have all these skills. You are incredible on the ground. You're incredible in the stand-up. You got big power. Let the fight come to you.
Karakhanyan's teammates include Lorenz Larkin, who will fight in 6 days, and Syed Awad. And look at this. Big John, you're getting some love right away from Paige Van Zandt.
Oh, gotta love her, man. She is, you talk about tough. Broken arm, 2 more rounds. Gotta love Paige.
The flying kick finish was...
Look at this. Look at this dirty boxing. Nice right hand by Georgi. That last right hand by Georgi, that stung. You could see the look on Henry's face. You could see how he stopped his progression.
Good pace here in round number 1, as we expected. Karakhanyan was funny when talking about Lorenz Larkin, because the Monsoon is living at Georgi K's house right now, and he said bringing in all kinds of fat food, including Teddy Grahams.
Teddy Grahams, that's the whole thing. You watch what Georgi was just doing there. That's a Lorenz Larkin kick. That ball kick to the midsection, it hurts. It causes you to try to step back and try to get that breath back. That's what he's getting fighting with the guys he is in Millennium.
1 minute on the clock. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Georgi keeps going to that big right hand, and you see that he's missing. He's got to set that up. Combinations is what you need to look for. Quit going after the home run. You know if you keep touching him, he will start to fall.
Karakhanyan fought here last year. Tito Ortiz, Chael Sonnen was the main event. Was not happy with his performance. Definitely wants to put on a showcase here tonight.
And he's going against the guy who is absolutely on the rise in Henry Corrales. Henry came into Bellator undefeated. He thought he was the big guy, and they put him against Murderer's Row when he came in. He fought, the toughest guys. He got beat by ex-champion Daniel Strauss. He fought Emmanuel Sanchez, and then he went against Patricio Pitbull. Unbelievable.
Said it made him a better fighter, hungrier fighter. And they swing to the finish of round number 1. Tonight's Hurricane brought to you by Boost Mobile. Get the best value in national prepaid wireless. Easy to switch, easy to save. All right, a chance to listen in the corner of Georgi Karakhanyan. Let's also check in with the last member of our broadcast crew. Jen Brown, welcome.
Well, thanks, Goldie. Hey, I'm going to be back here backstage all night long talking to the fighters. Now, I just talked to Aaron Pico. He's fighting next. He said he's going to be the most confident heading into this fight that he's ever been. Now, this is only his 3rd professional MMA fight, but don't let the record fool you guys, okay? This kid, he was a Golden Gloves national champion. He's training with the legendary Freddie Roach. He was 1 match away from making the 2016 Olympic wrestling team. Now he's at the Body Shop with Antonio McKee. This kid is the real deal. He's the highest touted prospect this sport has ever seen, and tonight he said he hopes all of those pieces are going to come together, and we're going to see the best Aaron Pico we have ever seen, Goldie.
Jen, thank you very much. His opponent, Shane Kruchten, said he's a big Aaron Pico fan. Followed him through USA Wrestling and the success he had there. That fight's still to come. Round 2, Corrales in the blue, Karakhanyan in the red.
What you're seeing out of Henry Corrales, he's starting to lull Georgi into getting into a brawl with him. Georgi needs to be smart and be technical in how he goes offensively against Khonry. Here he goes, trying for the takedown. That leg is not in a position he's going to be getting him down. If he can close those hands around it. You look at Khonry digging, pulling him up. Good job with the underhook. That underhook is going to keep Georgi from being able to get his hands together. Georgi might want to switch off to a single leg here. He tries to kick the leg out. Khonry Corrales has absolutely been trained now to defend against the takedown in a multifaceted fashion of he's chaining his defense together. That's what a real fighter starts to do.
You talked about the challenges thrown at Corrales immediately inside the Bellator cage. Just about a month's notice for Daniel Strauss. He had 6 of his teeth smashed against Emmanuel
This
Sanchez.
could be dangerous right here. Georgi Karakhanyan has a supreme guillotine choke. Khonry pulls his head out. Georgi obviously knew he didn't have it. He let go of that squeeze. Now he's on his back. Khonry Corrales here is good at ground and pound. Georgi needs to start to press his back against the cage, start to get his feet back underneath him and get back up.
Then, Big John, it was 13 days notice for Corrales and Patricio Pitbull.
Yeah, not the easiest lineup. He went against some of the best 145-pounders Bellator had to offer, and he lost, but when he lost, he learned. And in learning from those defeats, he is now the fighter that you're seeing today.
Fans, download the all-new Bellator MMA Global app now and take Bellator wherever you go. Watch live prelims around the world in all TV cards with no delay by authenticating with your cable provider. You can also find the most updated schedule of events and detailed fighter info. Available now on iOS and Android.
Nice pass to half guard. Georgi Karakhanyan gets him back into a butterfly guard position. Georgi needs to think of, look at, if he's not going to go after a submission here, not going to go after a sweep, they start to escape, start to get that frame away from him so he can get back up to his feet.
A lot of top control in round 2 for Corrales.
That's Georgi trying to swing his hips. When he gets those hips across, this is where he's going to set up that submission. He's still in a position he can work that submission, but Khonry Corrales just stopped it. You're going to see him always working to get centered back up, get his hips in line with where Georgi Karakhanyan's are at.
Georgi Karakhanyan made his way up north and trained about a month with Nate Diaz up in Stockton. He said they grappled with the gi, John, about 3 hours a day.
Well, you know, when you look at what the Diaz brothers do and who they got their training from, you know, they believe in jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu with the gi, and they train hard. If there's one thing about the Diaz brothers, they train as hard as any fighter out there.
Karakhanyan just missed with that up kick. If you recall, when he won and beat Daniel Pineda in Verona, he caught him with an up kick.
He did, you know, and he's fast, he's explosive, but right now, he's being controlled by Khonry Corrales. Henry's doing a great job of keeping the pressure on him. He got back to his feet, but he needs to move out. I see, I believe, a cut on Khonry Corrales' left eye.
A little bit of head fighting here.
Not sure how that occurred.
And they break. Back to the center. First live fight on the brand new Paramount Network. 30 seconds.
This is the kind of fight Khonry likes. Khonry likes standing in the middle of the cage and exchanging blows. Georgi needs to move his feet. There you go. Start to move, start to throw combos. That's going to help open things up for Georgi Karakhanyan.
Corrales grew up boxing, so he's very confident in his striking. 10 seconds on the clock now. Couple good uppercuts. Good finish of the round for Corrales. The battle continues. Round 3.
Georgi Karakhanyan has got to start to solve the riddle of Khonry Corrales. He, at this point, I believe, is 2 rounds down, and he needs to do something special in this round if he wants to take this fight.
How do you score it so far?
Right now, I've got the first round and the second round 10-9 for Khonry Corrales. He's just been the more effective fighter out there.
Definitely finished round 2 with a flurry, John.
Yep, he's got a couple marks on his face, so he's getting hit, but he's the one that's dictating the pace of this fight. He's dictating the location of the fight. Those are the things that get you that win.
When we spoke with Henry Corrales, he mentioned that his last 2 fights were quote-unquote on TV. He's happy to be back and motivated, looking for a potential finish here in round 3. Corrales, winner of 2 straight. Wins over Cody Bollinger and Noad Lahat. In fact, Karakhanyan, John, and Corrales have been on the same card. This would be the third, obviously, they're fighting each other. They've been on the same card the last few times.
Yeah, and both guys knew that eventually they were gonna meet up. They were gonna be put together because they're both exciting fighters, and they're both guys that stand and bang, and they're both on the rise in that 145-pound class.
Absolutely. See what Karakhanyan has in his toolbox.
Here we go again with those ones. Georgi needs to start to set things up and get after him. He's got to start throwing more than one, and he needs to, right from those punches, that's when the kicks should come in, because they're going to hide, and they're going to be effective in scoring against Henry.
Karakhanyan landed that spinning heel kick on Pat Curran. Broke 3 ribs, punctured his liver. The champion in Pat Curran was able to hold on and get his arm raised.
You can see that Henry Corrales keeps on shaking his right hand. I'm not sure if he hurt his hand, but he keeps throwing it, but he keeps on shaking that hand a little bit. It might be that he landed it on Georgi's head or some other part of his body, and it's hurt.
Keep an eye on it. Blue gloves for Corrales. Karakhanyan in the red. Just past the midway point of the 3rd and final round. Good counter left.
2 minutes. Let's be active.
Corrales grew up just 15 miles from the fabulous Forum here in Inglewood, California.
Corrales is fighting the exact fight he wanted to coming in. He said, look, I want to stand with him. I want to make sure that he can't take me down. Good level change, good drive into the fence. Let's see if Henry Corrales can stop this takedown. He's digging that underhook. By digging, you see that arm come up. Beautiful job by Henry Corrales. His defensive wrestling has improved dramatically.
And credit that to his move to Arizona in the last 2 years under the tutelage of John Crouch and company.
Yeah, well, when you got guys like Benson Henderson and all them inside the cage trying to take you down day after day, you either learn to survive or you get out. Henry Corrales has learned how to survive that. Good frame that he's using his arm against Georgi's face. He's still digging. He's got the underhook with his left arm. That's a good underhook. He just has to be careful with Georgi popping his head out and going towards his back.
Final minute of the fight.
Now the knees that Georgi's throwing, those hurt, but they're not going to end the fight for him. So he needs to start thinking of getting extra busy and going after Henry now.
Got 30 seconds.
Trying to change that, goes to a single leg. This is where he needs to spin. He needs, dropping down to his knees. He's not going to end up taking it. Gets the leg out. He's got the backside of that leg with his hand. That's going to control Henry being able to stand up. There he is trying to slip to the back.
20 seconds remain.
Probably not enough time if he's going to sit here. And once you see Henry with wrist control here, he cannot sit. He's got to go after him. He just doesn't have enough time.
Nice job by Henry Corrales defensively here in the 3rd and final round. They go the distance. Big John, tonight's fight replay brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Look at this flurry right here. Look at them going after each other. This is a little bit of Don Fry Takayama from Pride days right here. That's 2 guys going after. You got to love that. Beautiful knee coming up. This is the difference between 1s and 3s and combinations.
All right, we will be back with our official decision. You are watching Bellator MMA on Paramount Network. All right, the judges have rendered their decision. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Chris Chael, scores the fight 30-27, while judges Marcos Rosales and Brian Miner both see the fight the same, 29-28. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Henry Corrales.
Third straight Bellator win for Henry Corrales. He will visit with Big John McCarthy.
First interview at Bellator, 6th fight. First interview.
I am here with the winner, Henry Corrales. Henry, you have gone through a murderer's row when you first came into Bellator here. You have 3 straight wins, and now against Georgi Karakhanyan, who is an impressive opponent. How are you feeling about this win?
I feel happy that I won. I'm not too impressed with my own performance, but I lost some fights, and I moved camps to the MMA lab, and I'm 3-0 since I've been there. So I blame this for this win. I blame them for this win.
One of the things that we noticed is in this fight, your wrestling has improved. Your defensive wrestling and the way that you were able to defend against the takedown, is that because of what you've been doing at the lab?
Yeah, like I said, I blame those guys. I show up to class, and these fucking guys ragdoll me all over the mats. And I promised myself in the cage, I'm not gonna let these guys fuck with me after going through the ringer at training camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Henry Corrales. Congratulations.
Henry Corrales with his 3rd straight win inside the Bellator cage. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. 21-year-old Aaron Pico against 33-year-old Shane Kruchten.
The difference in age, difference in records, 12-3 to 1-1. It's all about experience. Let's see what Aaron Pico does.
All right, time for the official introductions once again. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Live on Paramount Network, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, continues now in the featherweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 146 pounds even, United States Marine Corps combat veteran, as the mixed martial artist stands with 12 professional victories, 3 defeats. From Oshkosh, Wisconsin, he fights out of San Diego, California, introducing Shane, the War Rhino Kruchten. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 5'8", weighing in 145.2 pounds. His professional record early on stands at 1-1. He fights out of Whittier, California, presenting Aaron Pico. And the referee in charge of the action, Mike Beltran.
Mike Beltran, our referee for this featherweight fight. We said a proud Marine and a dedicated American. Shane Kruchten carries on his back the name of his 19 fellow Marines killed in action. The tattoo took 15 straight hours. He said, I carry my comrades, I fight for them. Kruchten, Pico.
All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Let's go.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Club brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Red gloves for Pico, blue gloves for Kruchten.
Oh, beautiful body shot. Pico landed a beautiful left hook to the body. That hurt Kruchten bad. But look at the experience of what Pico's doing. He's being smart. That right there is showing the maturity he's getting out of his training.
Talked extensively about how he is.
Beautiful.
That body shot. It is all over. Just like that. Boom.
Right there, you look, that's what a body shot will do. It shuts you down. That left hook to the body was the second left hook that he landed that was solid. Shane Kruchten, and look at, No, nobody can stand up to a body shot like that.
Let's take a look at it, John. Tonight's fight replay brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Look at this body shot. Boom. That is solid. You can see him start to just, everything starts to fall apart. Your legs leave you. You can't help it. Oh, you can hear that thing. That is a huge body shot. Beautiful stop by the referee to know I'm not going to let him take any more. There's our Matador fighting the bull. He is gaining experience. He is learning how to relax inside the cage. Beautiful job.
Congratulations to Aaron Pico. He finishes the fight in the first round. This is Bellator MMA on Paramount Network. Second straight first round finish for Cheeks. Aaron Pico to make it official. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, that shot ended it 37 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Aaron Pico.
Dug that punch into the body, finished it. Aaron Pico will visit with Big John McCarthy.
Get over here, stud. Oh my God. You hit him with 2 left hooks to the body that would have put anyone down. You are absolutely maturing inside this cage. Tell us about what you've been doing to get to that moment.
Oh man, I just, first of all, I want to thank all the fans. I got a lot of family here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. But I just really got to say, I got a great team. Antonio McKee, the guys at the body shop really brought me in, and that's my home. Working with Freddie Roach, seeing the best boxers in the world, my nutritionist, Sam Calavita, and strength and conditioning. Just everything is flowing well. I just need to relax and do what I do.
So I want to know, what grade is Freddie Roach going to give you on that body shot?
I don't know. I have to go back and see him and see what he thinks, but I'm glad I got the W and now I get to go home, ride my horse tomorrow, and have a good time.
Sounds good to me. One more thing. Now, you're 2-1. Who else do you want now next in this Bellator cage?
You know, I'm not the one to talk shit and do all that stuff. I think that's petty. I'm a professional. I'm here to show up. Put anybody in front of me. I fight guys with winning records, and that's what I do. I'm Aaron Pico. I'm a fighter. I love what I do. I show up to fight, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I do my talking with my fists. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Aaron Pico.
Aaron Pico, tomorrow's biggest thing. So far, so good. The journey continues with another victory. Our tail of the tape for this lightweight fight is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Chandler, 6 years the elder of Yamauchi.
Yeah, that reach is the big difference. 69-inch for Michael Chandler, 74 for Yamauchi. He is long. Michael's got to get inside.
With the official introductions, once again, Michael C. Williams.
Presented by Miller Lite. And tonight, live on Paramount Network, Bellator MMA now moves to the lightweight division scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner at 5'10", weighing in 155.9 pounds. As a professional, he brings 22 victories, only 3 defeats, hailing from Curitiba, Brazil, presenting Goiti Yamauchi. And across the cage, his adversary, tonight fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 156 pounds even. The 2-time former Bellator lightweight world champion enters tonight with 16 professional victories, 4 defeats. From Nashville, Tennessee, he fights out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Iron Michael Chandler. And the referee in charge of the action, Blake Grice.
So Blake Grice, our referee. And take a look at young Hap Whitaker. Beautiful wife, Bree. Michael said, it has changed my world. A year-long process. They have their baby boy. Bree has a history of working with orphans, and so it was a very special thing for her to give young Hap Whitaker a home. Here we go. Michael Chandler, Goiti Yamauchi.
One of the things you'll notice about Goiti is he likes to stand up straight and tall, just like Conor McGregor would.
Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. The former champion in the red gloves, Goiti Yamauchi, coming out southpaw in the blue gloves.
One of the things Goiti normally does, he comes out with a left leg kick high because he wants his opponent to block it, because he wants to start to take away the power of that right arm that Michael Chandler has.
Michael Chandler said, "We are the best two lightweights in Bellator right now. Very likely the winner will fight for the belt." '18th Bellator fight for Iron Mike Chandler. Little karate style utilized by Goiti Yamauchi.
Nice body shot by Chandler, nice kick to the inside. This is what Goiti does, though. He stays on the outside, and he sits there and he becomes the matador, and he gets people frustrated to the point where they do come in and take him down, and then he works his jiu-jitsu game.
Yamauchi says his biggest weapons, his confidence and his heart. He's always looking to take his opponent's back.
Well, there's no doubt that he is a tough guy, but right now, having Michael Chandler on top of you is not a good thing. He's got to be busy in attacking Michael, so Michael cannot sit there and start to posture up and punch.
Chandler, by the way, has never been submitted in his professional career, and tonight is professional fight 21.
Watch the back of the head, careful.
Yamauchi, 18 of his 22 career wins have come by submission.
Okay, you look at the position right here. Yamauchi put his right arm in to try to turn his hips, and you saw what Chandler did is he just crushed down on that arm and made it to where it was not going to be effective. Yamauchi gets his arm back out, but back to center position. Michael Chandler on top of you. He's starting to posture. The elbows are starting to come. Yamauchi cannot let Michael Chandler posture.
26th professional fight for Curitiba, Brazil's Goiti Yamauchi, and Big John, he has never been stopped.
He hasn't, and he is incredibly tough. You look, right now he's creating problems. This is what we're talking about, getting his hips out, changing the angle. Michael Chandler right now is doing what he's doing by putting pressure, getting himself back to center. That's smart fighting by Michael Chandler.
Good matchup. Great night here on Paramount. Still to come, title fight at Rampage and Chael. Mike Goldberg, Big John McCarthy, Jay Glazer, Josh Thompson, Jen Brown.
Look for Michael Chandler to keep his hands at least up on the chest area of Goiti. You're not going to see him putting his hands down to the ground. He does that. Goiti's going to swing around and take an arm. He's really good at it. Michael knows that. Right now, having the hand underneath is not good. Back to bicep control. Really smooth. Great job of controlling the fight by Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler, oh, by the way, when he won the lightweight title back in November of 2011, he did so with a rear naked choke of Eddie Alvarez.
You know, you look at Michael Chandler is now working out with Eddie Alvarez's old trainer in Henry Hooft, and it's working for him. He is looking great as far as the condition he's in and what he's doing right now. This game plan, this is a smart game plan. If you're going to be on the ground with Goiti, you want to have him against the fence, have your head high, and just start pounding on him. Start to diminish his abilities to get those submissions.
He talked to us, John, about the sacrifice of being away from his wife and his new son, staying in South Florida, getting to Nashville once in a while. Just bought a new house in Nashville. That'll be where they settle. Well, Michael, as he always does, John, will make the sacrifices to be one of the greatest in the world.
Yeah, right now you see Goiti trying to bring Michael down to where his chest is, his head's in the middle of his chest. There is Michael posturing back, getting his head over the top of Goiti. That's the strong position. When he's postured up, there's going to be no submissions coming from that.
Chandler trying to posture up, as John said.
Watch your toes in the cage.
Yep, Blake Grice all over it. Goiti Yamauchi with the toes in the cage. You can push off, but not lock in.
He can walk. Even if his toes are catching as he's moving, that's okay. It's when he's holding the position is when you're going to hear the referee say something about it.
Yeah, and like I was going to say something about a rule that you didn't already know. So thank you for being here. Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Boost Mobile. Get the best value in national prepaid wireless. Easy to switch, easy to save.
Take just a moment to acknowledge some of our friends and local sponsors here in and around Southern California. Like Clicksteer. What?
Hey, get the ice. Put the ice on.
Area tactical group. Thank them for their support. How about some Aura apparel? We'd like to thank them for their local support. Just some local sponsors.
Take a look into the corner of Michael Chandler, looking for his 14th career win inside the Bellator cage. Bellator fans want the same gear the fighters wear? How about a Fedor bobblehead? Head to BellatorShop.com now for all your official Bellator MMA merch. Michael Chandler, Goiti, Yamauchi.
Fight!
Round 2.
One of the things Michael Chandler is known for is how fast he fights. And sometimes he gets a little bit tired, but if he's going to fight, a controlled fight like he is right now, he can do this all day. Goiti utilizing that nice linear fashion, real long, keeping Michael on the outside. This is what he needs to continue to do.
There are a couple of, I would say, I guess, decent fighters who have a Japanese background and are from Brazil.
Beautiful kick by Goiti. That was a question mark kick.
Right on the chin.
Chandler right on the chin. Unbelievable. Chandler still on his feet.
Right on cue, Big John, when I was going to give a little Machida. Goiti pushes in. Michael Chandler says, bring it.
But this is what Goiti says, I don't work at wrestling. I have guys take me down. This is why they're going to take him down. He's hurting him in the stand-up.
Just missed. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yamauchi looking good with a striking here.
Big left hand by Goiti.
Really good.
Michael is still feeling the effects of that kick. That kick hurt him bad. You can tell, and you see how complete change of the way he was fighting before to what he's doing now.
Yamauchi was telling us his family, and he basically, they built a new fighting system, and we said that with Shinjo Machida a few months back. Looking to utilize all the games right here. There's the takedown that Big John we figured would happen.
Yeah, and look at, you cannot blame Michael. And this is, Goiti he's waiting for it. Michael needs to do the same thing. Hip position is super important right now. Keep his hips in line with Goiti's hips. Keep the pressure on him. Bring his head over the top. He does that, there's no submission Goiti's going to get.
Bellator wins for Goiti, 6 by submission, 1 by knockout, 1 by decision.
Be careful.
His Bellator debut back in 2013 was his first fight here in the States.
He's got a beautiful elevator hook to try to reverse the position. Chandler's hips are just too strong, too heavy for him to pull that all the way through.
Midway point of our fight. The former 2-time champion on top. Yamauchi told us this is the most important fight of my career.
He did say that, but he actually thought that Chandler is losing in a bit as a fighter. He doesn't think he's as impressive now as he was in the past. Now he's starting to feel a little bit of what Michael Chandler is like.
If he feels that way or not, probably better to kind of keep that to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Michael Chandler needs any more motivation.
Notice that head position. See how his head is over the top? That's where he can deliver power. That's where he can do things that can end this fight. That is great ground and pound tactics by Michael Chandler.
Good control here, the latter part of this round. Yamauchi, a good body shot earlier.
Yamauchi's got a Kimura grip on Michael's left arm, but in the position that he's at, he's not going to pull that out, and the fence is actually keeping him from being able to extend that out. You see Michael's left leg blocking the ability for him to bring that arm out. Goiti's trying to get that elevator hook with his left leg inside. There he goes, trying to swing around. Michael Chandler now delivering good ground and pound. Look at, that's what you do when a guy is going for a submission. It doesn't work. I'm gonna make you pay for that submission.
13 of 16 wins have come by finish for Chandler. Yamauchi looking for his 3rd straight win. Pardon me, 4th straight win inside the Bellator cage.
Yeah, and now Michael Chandler is bringing this round back into his corner. He got hurt early, that was a big thing, but he's starting to land some really solid, impressive shots here that are starting to diminish Goiti's ability to get that submission from where he's at.
20 seconds. All kinds of cage control here in round 2 for Chandler.
Cage control isn't the thing we're looking for. We're looking to see who's damaging who, and right now, Mike Chandler is starting to put some damage on Goiti Yamaguchi.
Big John, those are big shots right there.
Those are what's bringing that round back.
Take a look at the replay right here, Big John.
Take a look what he does. Bring it up, question mark it, brings it back across, lands it flush on Michael Chandler's right side of his face. Jaw, you see Michael stumbling back. That would have put a lot of people down.
Good fight between two of the best at 155. 3rd and final round. 5 minutes remain. Red gloves for Chandler, blue for Yamauchi, and the fans say, who knew that Yamauchi could strike? Yamauchi and his team did.
So did I. You know, he's got that Lyoto Machida, Conor McGregor kind of lengthy, straight up karate style, big, wide stance, but he's effective with it, and he hurts guys and he makes them start to go for those takedowns. Beautiful right hand by Michael Chandler.
It's tough to train and prepare for a guy like Yamauchi, and of course, Lyoto Machida, the best at his style. Hard to replicate.
Iron Mike also landed a big kick to the body there. Yamauchi, look at, he is composed. I love the composure that he has in the fight. He knows what he wants to do. He takes his time. He doesn't force things. You got to be impressed with the way this guy fights.
Chandler definitely the aggressor thus far here in the 3rd and final round. Accidental eye post.
Hang on. Go neutral, hey, go neutral.
Got a bit of an eye poke from the defensive just to keep him off. This is what can happen when you've got a guy like Mike who needs to come inside. Yamauchi's trying to keep him to the outside, and as he starts to counter what Mike's doing, that hand comes out, fingers poke right in the eye. Doesn't poke him bad, but got to give a guy a chance to get himself back to where he's 100%.
Accidental.
It's an accident, no worries. Come over here for me. Stay right there. You ready? Yeah. Let's go!
The battle continues. Oh. Yamauchi comes right out with a kick. Puts a smile on the face of the former 2-time champion.
They're talking to each other now. That was like, oh really, you want to do that fast? Okay.
Is it anybody's fight, John?
You know what, right now, I believe Yamauchi needs to start to do things to close this out, because he hurt Michael in the 2nd round, but then Michael came back and landed big shots to hurt him. So that round went to Chandler. Right now, Yamauchi needs to pull either what he's doing now with big shots or go back to that submission game and do something. He's going to, from here, it's going to be the submission game.
3 minutes on the clock, 3rd and final round. Michael Chandler would rather just forget that freak dead leg injury from Madison Square Garden. What he doesn't want to forget very long, though, is Bellator gold.
Well, Michael Chandler lost his title off of a freak injury.
Yes.
It was freaky, you know, and it can happen to anyone. But that's what happens in sports. And, you know, you got to roll with it and say, okay, you know what, I know what happened. It just wasn't my day because of it, and I'm going to come back and show everyone who the real champ is.
He's done it in the past.
He has.
Trying to posture up with those very brutal elbows once again.
Again, what you're looking for here is look at the body position. Look where the position of Michael Chandler's head is. When it's on Yamauchi's head, Iron Mike is, when it's over his head, he's got all the power and the ability to deliver damage in this. Yamauchi's trying to push him down, which is going to open things up for him.
Chandler, 31 years old. Yamauchi just turned 25 on January 5th. Same birthday as Douglas Lima, by the way, who will defend his belt here on Paramount Network against Rory MacDonald.
Again, notice that right arm of Yamauchi's. Look where it's trapped now.
Hey, if you want to stay there,
Michael
let's go
Chandler
now.
is sitting there pinching down on it. He just pulled it free. Big elbow.
Big shot.
Another big elbow.
These are vicious right here. Keep in mind, we mentioned Yamauchi never stopped. All 3 losses by decision. He's in trouble.
He is. He's getting hit with some big shots.
By Chandler.
Opening up. This is that posture I'm talking about. Big power. This is what a referee's looking for if he's going to stop a fight. A guy posturing and hitting with big power and no one's stopping what's occurring.
More punishment from Iron Mike. Blake Grace right on top of the action.
He's right for letting it go. Yamauchi's doing the right thing to defend. He's getting hit, but he's working in the fight. You got to let him go.
Big round for Michael Chandler. Brutal ground and pound. Hammer fist.
This is where we talk both arms in, both arms out. We don't want to have that one arm sit breaking in between legs because then a guy like Goiti can grab it. Boom, here comes the arm bar and we're in trouble.
Yamauchi trying to control posture, but so much damage has been done.
Those are big shots. The positioning of Michael Chandler right now is perfect. This is what we expect out of a ground and pound attack.
10 seconds remain. Chandler with huge hammer fists. But they go the distance. Spectacular performance by Chandler. And man, Yamauchi is game.
He is a tough competitor. Look at what's going on here. Look at the head position of Michael Chandler. This is what ground and pound is about. If you're going to be on the ground with someone, going after him like that. That was a beautiful question mark kick. Yamauchi landed it flush to the side of his face. It almost put Michael down. That's a big right from Chandler. That's what we're looking at when you look at that type of elbow. Those hurt, man. That is bone on bone. It is a powerful elbow that he kept hitting him time and time to begin with.
To the very end. Ground and pound, Yamauchi survived, but Chandler put on a show. We will make it official when we come back to the Fabulous Forum here on Paramount Network. Well, we certainly have seen this type of performance by that man, Michael Chandler, before. Well-deserved victory to make it official. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Judges Chris Crail and Marcos Rosales both scored the fight the same, 30-26, while Judge Jackie Dinkin scores the fight 30-25. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Iron Michael Chandler.
First victory for Michael Chandler as a new father. Great matchup with Yamauchi. Big John with the former 2-time lightweight champion.
Champ. I am here with the winner, Michael Chandler. Congratulations on a beautiful victory against a super dangerous individual. You kept going to the ground with a guy that's submission master. Tell me about that victory.
I didn't want to prove anybody wrong, but I proved them wrong. Everybody said he's the most dangerous guy in the world on the ground, and he is. He's extremely, extremely tough. First off, hats off to Yamauchi. Probably the toughest guy I've ever fought. Most guys would have been finished in there. Proud of him. We'll probably meet again.
Bellator President Scott Coker came out and said the winner of this fight is going to fight Primus for the for the lightweight championship.
Who?
Yeah, well, what do you think about that? Is that who you want?
No, it's not who I want. I want to keep coming in here and do phenomenal things. If that's what Scott wants,
that's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm the model employee. I'm a great employee. I do what I'm told. I come here, I show up, because there's going to be a time when I take these gloves off for the last time, and I never want to say I didn't go out there and do amazing things. So thank you guys all for coming out. Thank you for watching the performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Mike Chandler, your winner.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight title fight, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. 29 career wins for Lima, 19 career wins for MacDonald.
You see, everything is very similar except for that reach. Douglas Lima is 5 inches shorter in the reach than Rory MacDonald. That's a big advantage for Rory.
And Rory MacDonald loves to utilize the jab. With the official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Forum in Inglewood, California, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, is now set for tonight's first of our double main event, 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Welterweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli Chair, Executive Officer at Cage Side, Mr. Andy Foster. And now, live on Paramount Network, we introduce the blue corner first. At 6 foot, weighing in 169.3 pounds, he enters tonight's world title fight with 19 professional victories, 4 defeats. Hailing from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, introducing the challenger, Rory the Red King MacDonald. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6 foot 1, weighing in 169 pounds even. His professional record, 29 victories, 6 defeats, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia. He hails from Guiherme, Brazil. Introducing the defending Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas "The Phenom" Lima. In charge of the action, your referee, Jason Herzog.
Fighters gone over the rules in the back. There were no questions from you, blue. No questions from you, red. Touch gloves, come on, ready to fight.
Douglas Lima, #1 all-time inside the Bellator cage with 8 knockouts.
I cannot wait for this fight.
It's about to happen.
You ready?
MacDonald, Lima, here we go! Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Blue gloves for the challenger, red gloves for the champion.
Very impressive what you're seeing from Rory, establishing that distance right away, forcing Douglas Lima towards the fence. That's a big tell right there.
The chance of Rory. Got some Canadian fans in the house here inside the fabulous Forum. Rory MacDonald, the last man to beat Tyron Woodley. Let's see what the fans are thinking about this one. And just like you said, they are ready. Head kick.
Right now, Rory MacDonald is doing exactly what he wants to do. He wants to come out, establish that distance, establish his jab, establish that he's the dominant fighter.
He said to us more than once, John, the formula is clear. I have a clear path to gaining the belt, and he felt that same way in his fight against Paul Daly.
Well, if you're watching him right now, just look at his body language. He's loose, he's relaxed, he's calm. This is what you want to be when you're in that cage. It's hard to do, but he has the experience now to make that happen.
Lima trying to circle out of danger here. Second career title fight, as we mentioned, for MacDonald.
Rory did a good job of closing distance, went for a single leg, brought it up to where now he's got a 50-50 position. It's even for both fighters, even though Lima's back is against the cage.
Douglas Lima just turned 30 years old on January 5th. Tonight is 36th professional fight. Fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds.
You know, the one thing that Rory told us, Mike, was that he had a clarity about fighting now and what he was supposed to do. And that is exactly what he's demonstrating right now in this round. He's not dominating this round. That's not what's occurring. but he is controlling the fight, where it's at, and how it is going to play out.
Rory said of his longtime head coach, David Leah, we have a great relationship. He started me. He knows me better than anybody. He also said that Coach Leah is one of the most open-minded and dynamic coaches in the game.
Well, like we talked about, he has to be when he's letting his best student leave him to go somewhere else because he knows that's what's best for him.
He also gave Farasahabi a stake.
Nice takedown by Rory. What he did is he waited on that. Gave a push, got a response from Douglas and went with it. That's why he got him to the ground.
Both fighters black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Lima earned his in 2014 from Juan Canero. Jucal.
If you're Douglas Lima in this position, you notice again, Rory bringing that head right over the top of his head. If you're Douglas Lima in this position, you're either going and looking for that submission, saying, okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to go for a reversal, or I'm going to get out of here and get an escape, but you cannot stay here with a closed guard. That closed guard right now is totally defensive. There's no submission he can get from this position. With Rory postured the way he is, that's not going to happen. He's got to open those legs to start to become an offensive fighter.
Rory has yet to be submitted in his professional career. Couple of KOs, Lawler, Condit, 2 by decision.
Big right hand by Rory right there. That's what's going to wear your opponent down. Systematically just diminishing their abilities.
Those are the 4 losses, the setbacks, if you will, for MacDonald. Close guard utilized by the champion.
Nice hammer fist coming up, but those are the things that they're never going to end the fight. It can annoy his opponent. It can get Rory to think about having to stop it. But Lima right now needs to start opening up his guard and attacking Rory and making Rory be the defensive fighter.
Douglas Lima said he worked diligently on his wrestling and jiu-jitsu because he knew those challenges would be presented in the form of Rory MacDonald.
Rory brings so many elements to the game, and it's his ability to transition from one to the other that makes him so difficult to work against.
20 seconds. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Stop here. Stop.
Jason Herzog stands him up. Round 1 is in the books. Douglas Lima, Rory MacDonald.
Second round, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
Tonight, the 8th time the Phenom has been scheduled for a 5-round fight. This is the 4th 5-round fight of Rory MacDonald's career. Round 1, what'd you score?
There's no doubt that's a round for Rory MacDonald. 10-9 is the score, but what we need to see is right now Lima's not fighting his fight. Rory's the one controlling this fight. Lima's landing a very good low kick. That low kick to the shin it's deadly because it deadens your leg. And he needs to continue to do that against Rory to slow him down.
Excited to be here, back at the Fabulous Forum for the first time, Bellator MMA on Paramount Network. And what a year we have in store for you. Rampage and Chael, the first 2 of the Great 8 to fight in the heavyweight tournament, the heavyweight Grand Prix. That's coming up after this title fight. Rory catches the leg, John. But Lima was teeing up.
Yeah, both fighters are throwing a lot of feints, and then when he threw that kick, Rory catches, but Rory took a lot of shots holding onto that leg. That's not smart fighting by him. Either drive him into the fence and go for that takedown, or let go of it and come with a counter.
We've talked about a lot of fighters, Big John, over the years that have power. Oh man, he has power. But no one seems to get the praise of Douglas Lima when they say, John, they have power. No. He's got ultra power.
He does. You could hear even when Rory was in his corner. He looked at his coach and goes, he's really strong. He is. He's a strong, big fighter, and he's good. This right here is the type of fight why you're seeing Rory fight the way he is, clinching up. It's because he wants to slow Douglas down. He doesn't want to get hit by that power.
Lima said, I'm here to finish fights. Bad intentions.
when you hit like Douglas Lima, you can lose every round. And one shot is going to put that win in your category. People need to remember, this is a long fight, 25 minutes. You don't need to win it in the first round. You can win it all the way with the 25 minutes into the last round.
You mean like that dude named Hendo?
Yeah, he used to do that quite a bit.
Double underhooks for MacDonald.
Right now, the referee is not separating because Rory MacDonald has an advantage. He's got double underhooks. That's an advantageous position. He's just going to see what he's going to do with it. Doesn't do anything with it, just doing the knees, and he separates them apart.
Just past the midway point of round number 2 of our title fight. Showing the jab again and again. MacDonald in the blue, sorry, John, and Lima in the red.
That's a good jab that Rory's throwing out there. You can see that it's stopping what Douglas is doing. So even when it's not hitting him, it's causing Douglas a problem.
TriStar is team jab.
Yeah, well, I think they got that from George St. Pierre.
Yeah, that guy.
He used that thing just a little bit.
GSP, a big fan as well as teammate of Rory MacDonald. Really took him under his wing. Welcomed him into Montreal. Training with that guy every day is going to make you better. Tonight, 2 main events. Next week, we move to Temecula, where Riverside's own Lorenz Larkin and the Menifee Maniac, Fernando Gonzalez, go toe-to-toe. Plus, Kendall the Spider Grove takes on AJ Matthews. It's Bellator MMA next Friday at 9, live on Paramount Network.
Yeah, right now we got a low blow. We got a kick that ended up, because the fighter moved, it ends up hitting to the groin area. It wasn't intentional. He's coming in, and that changes the distance as Rory's bringing up a ball kick to the midsection. It's not intentional at all, but it still hits Douglas in a bad spot, and Douglas now has up to 5 minutes to recover from it.
One thing, partner, and you said it twice, you mean the ball of their foot.
Yeah.
You say that kick.
That was a ball kick.
Yes.
Yeah, right. But the ball of their foot.
The other one. Just wanted to clarify that, partner. I knew what you're saying. The world might have been confused. Battle continues.
This is a technique right here that Rory uses a lot. He'll get that underhook with his right side, he'll hook the leg, and then he'll spin himself back, drawing the fighter down. He's very good with it, very technical with it. Doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but he is. He's putting a lot of pressure on Douglas and making Douglas work.
Faraz Sahabi did say David Leah bought him a steak when he welcomed young Rory MacDonald into TriStar. And much like we were talking about the nail and the hammer earlier, John, Faraz said he came back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, proved to all of us he's a soldier.
Douglas started to go for an Uchimata there. He missed it. Rory gets his back. Rory goes for the big punch, and you see he gets right back to that same position. But good job of changing him, putting Lima's back to the fence. He's got double underhooks again. He's got an advantage. Let's see what he does with it.
Final seconds of round 2. The Bellator Welterweight World Championship is on the line. Still to come, one of the sport's most charismatic figures, one of the sport's most feared fighters, Quinton Rampage Jackson takes on the one, the only Chael Sonnen. First fight of our heavyweight Grand Prix. Round 3.
That's the best technique that Douglas Lima has used today, is that low kick to that shin. You can even see, take a look at Rory's shin area, it's starting to swell up.
Benson Henderson, one of the fighters to utilize that. He just missed with that uppercut.
Yep, just missed. Strong hips going down, stops the takedown, but cannot get out of the clinch.
Who took round 2?
No doubt, Rory MacDonald took round 2. He's up 2 rounds to nothing right now on the champ. Douglas Lima needs to start to push his game and start to dominate what is happening in this cage. Right here, he's got the good underhook. It's only on one side, but he can start to get busy, even if it's that, hey, I'm going to start hitting, trying to elbow in tight. You cannot let Rory start to change positions on him. Rory's the one that is dictating the pace and place of this fight.
Two-time Bellator welterweight world champion Douglas Lima in the red gloves. Rory MacDonald's last title fight was back in the UFC against ruthless Robbie Lawler, one of the greatest back and forth battles in MMA history.
Well, in that fight right there, Rory showed just how tough he is.
Yeah.
But that might have been part of the problem with it, is he wanted to show Robbie, I'm never going to back down from you.
So it wasn't ready in a lot of ways. I've become a more positive person, better mindset. Said he used to put a lot of pressure on himself. Tonight he just wants to flow and leave with the goal. They break.
Big elbow off of it, missed with it. Here's the double attempt. Again, Lima's got great hips. He's getting back, but he's going to get that takedown.
Nicely done. Good wrestling showcased by Rory MacDonald. Close guard.
Lima going back to that closed guard because he doesn't want Rory to pass, but he's going to have to start to open this up, because if he sits in this position in guard, he's going to end up losing this round.
And as John mentioned, he very likely is down 2 rounds to love thus far. Midway point of our championship fight. Mr. Wonderful. He's liking it, likes the action. This was the fight, John, everybody was talking about the minute that Rory MacDonald signed with Bellator.
Yeah, everyone looked at, Rory's the guy coming from, another organization. He is the young fighter still. He's not an old guy. He's young, and his best days are actually ahead of him. And they're looking saying, man, I can't wait to see Douglas Lima against Rory MacDonald. Rory came in, one fight against Paul Daly. He looked phenomenal. Look where he's at.
The other organization, I'm going to go Woody Hayes on you. I'm going to say that school up north.
Yeah, that school up north.
They'll stand him up again. This is good for the Phenom. So far, Lima on his back, his guard, John, has been very good. He hasn't taken a lot of punishment at all. There's that kick again.
It's landing and it's doing damage. You can take a look at that left leg of Rory MacDonald. It is damaged, and it will start to make him not be able to move as fluidly.
And that left leg, ultra important when you're stepping into that lead jab.
Well, just this little subtle thing you're seeing right now. Look at who's going forward. Look at who's going back. Here's that change. This is what Douglas Lima needs to do.
For that kick again from the champion. There it is.
It's fast, it's strong, it hits with power. I'm glad I'm not Rory MacDonald right now getting hit in the leg like that.
You got to be careful if you're Rory MacDonald of a question mark kick. Lima aiming low, and he comes over the top. Oh my.
Took his leg out. You can see there's damage. This is what happens. This is how you, doesn't matter if you win that first round, that second round. I just need to get all the elements that I need to win this fight on this opponent.
Systematically break down your opponent.
It's exactly what he's doing. A lot of times you look at a fight and you go, you're losing this, you're losing this. And it's like they'll look at you and go, I know, there's a lot of time left in this fight.
Hard elbow for the champion.
Take a look at Rory MacDonald's nose. That nose might be broken again.
That was the nose that was exploded in the fight against Lawler. You're watching Bellator MMA from Inglewood, California. Koreshkov fight, vicious leg kicks from the Phenom.
And this is what he's doing to start to systematically break Rory down. Rory was hurt. Look at, I'm not saying that he can't continue to fight, but trust me, that leg is not going to help him with the rest of this fight.
Going to be tough to plant, and he immediately looks for the takedown.
And you know why. And ends up underneath. Oh, now we got Matt. Well, three-quarter guard, but Douglas Lima starting to put it on him, and there's a reason why. Those leg kicks.
Championship rounds. Mike Goldberg, Big John McCarthy.
This is
full mount for the champ.
This is a bad place for Rory MacDonald to be. Full mount with Douglas Lima, a black belt jiu-jitsu on top of you, and a lot of time.
Douglas Lima's last submission win was 2,626 days ago. You can see from this angle the damage on the shin, the left shin of Rory MacDonald. Look at that. Oh, my.
That's what I was talking about. This is what people don't realize. Those are the things that start to make it to where you can't stand, you can't push off. You lose the power that you have. Right now, Douglas Lima, although I'm not saying he's not even trying to go for submissions, he's just going to systematically wear Rory down. But it might be a good thing because at least Rory's not getting hit on that leg.
For now. Lima last earned a submission, John, in November of 2010. 7 years plus ago, he did it with a triangle armbar.
He fell in love with the knockout, so he's gone to that. But right now, in this position, he's riding very high on Rory. Rory's got to move his hips. He's got to start. There he goes. Gets him back to half guard. Nice job of putting himself into a better position by Rory MacDonald.
Rory's never been submitted. Third straight 5-round fight for Lima. 4 of his last 5 scheduled for 25 minutes. The momentum just went boom to the other direction, to the side of the Brazilian.
Didn't it though?
Yeah. And it was that one kick that all of a sudden swept Rory MacDonald. You knew, Johnny, you talked about it. Damage, damage, damage. And then it was, wow, extreme damage.
Yep, and this is, this is why we tell people, this is why we fight the fight. Yeah. You can sit there and give all the things about, well, I think this or I think that. It doesn't mean anything. Let's put him in the cage and let's find out. Rory MacDonald back to a full guard now, closed guard. I don't know if Jason Herzog did him any favors here.
I was going to say the same thing. Look at this. Now, see how Rory's kind of in the southpaw stance? He tried to walk Lima down there, Big John. But when he looked for the takedown at the beginning of the round, he did walk his way into a southpaw stance.
Look at the hematoma on his left shin. Trust me, that thing is badly injured. And right here, this is where Rory wants to be right now. That's going to keep Douglas from being able to hit him with a kick, do anything that's going to affect that leg. The only place that Rory wants to be right now is exactly where he's at.
John, you expect him when they're on the feet to just do more of the same, more and more on that damaged leg.
Well, Douglas is going to see it. He's going to target it. Right, you've got to. There you go.
Nicely timed by Rory, though.
Very nicely timed, but he did take that shot on the leg, and he needs to get busy to try to get this round back.
This is a place that MacDonald can be effective, even with the back leg. Trying to posture up a bit.
He is bringing his head over the top. That's good. That's really good, smart ground and pound fighting by Rory MacDonald. Douglas Lima needs to stop allowing you to get wrist control, start to open his guard, feet on the hips. That's going to start to push Rory back. That's going to start keeping Douglas safer from the attack that Rory's trying to bring.
36th pro fight for Lima. He has only been stopped twice in his professional career. Never been stopped inside the Bellator cage. Decision against Ben Askren years ago and in the first Andre Koreshkov fight.
Douglas is doing a really good job of tying up Rory's arms, keeping him close, using his legs to off-balance him at times, so he has to adjust with his body pressure.
Final seconds of the first of our 2 championship rounds. The welterweight belt remains on the line. That is nasty. Not quite Mark Hominick nasty, but pretty darn close.
That is a huge hematoma on that shin. You can see him putting ice on it to try to cool it down. It's not going to work. It's not going to change anything for Rory now. He's just got to gut it through in this last round.
Mutual respect. They touch gloves. 5 minutes remain. Both Peraza, Hobby, and David Leah said, do not let him go first.
I look at it right now, I've got this fight even. I think Douglas Lima's got 2 rounds and Rory MacDonald's got 2 rounds. Whoever wins this round is going to walk out with that title.
Nicely done.
It is, and it's so subtle in what Rory does to get a guy down, but it's so effective. Douglas Lima right now does not want to start getting into this closed guard position. He's got to get himself off of the ground and start to attack where he's injured Rory so he can make Rory have to defend and have problems.
I agree with Wyatt Beck 924. He is an absolute warrior. Years ago in Vancouver, Carlos Condit. Rory MacDonald was winning that fight, big time. Carlos turned it on with just in the final seconds of the 3rd and final round. The battles with Robbie Lawler, Stephen Thompson. Like his coaches said, John, this dude is something special. For us, Sahabi said he's got a work ethic unlike anything he's ever seen before.
Well, and this is the whole point. A lot of people came out and said, I think Rory MacDonald is done. He's a changed fighter because of what happened with Robbie Lawler and then Stephen Thompson. No, not at all. You can see Rory MacDonald is still a dynamic fighter, a warrior, and a much smarter fighter now today than he was back in those fights.
He was done. He was done fighting that way. Now he's fighting this way.
There you go. This is good for Rory. Rory needs to keep his hips exactly where they're at, keep his head high, right up with Douglas Lima's, start to posture as much as he can and land big shots, which is going to make the referee keep him on the ground.
Rory has gone the 5-round distance once. That was in the loss to Stephen Thompson. Of course, the Lawler fight, the second Lawler fight, went into the 5th round, went 1 minute deep.
Big elbow. That was a beautiful right elbow by Corey. Look at Rory. Those elbows are opening up. Doug cannot stay in this position. He's trying to get feet on the hips, try to push him back, and it's not working for him.
Midway point of the 5th and final round. The champion has gone 25 minutes 3 times. Most recently in his title defense against Lorenz Larkin.
Rory's doing a good job utilizing wrist control, then to roll that elbow over to try to hit Doug with. Just basic elemental fighting, but he's doing it so well and he's so strong in his positioning, it's hard to stop what he wants to do.
Big John, if it is indeed 2-2, coming into the last 5 minutes, Rory MacDonald may be very close to leaving with Bellator gold.
He might be. Look at this, is his second chance at winning the world title, and right now, with the 135 left in this round, Rory MacDonald is winning this round.
Rory's staying busy enough to keep this fight right here on the ground.
And what this is doing for Rory, he's got a nose that I think is broken. He's got a shin that is absolutely morphed to something it's not supposed to. And when you look at what he's doing, this is what's keeping him safe from those things being injured further, which could put him out of the fight. Right now, you're seeing Douglas Lima with a body triangle on Rory. That's the worst thing he could do. He does not want to keep Rory on him. He's got to get Rory off of him.
Final minute. And so far, John, has been the battle that we anticipated and we thank both fighters for it.
This is what happens when you put two elite fighters together. It's so hard to get something over on the other guy, and they just tend to slowly, systematically just beat the snot out of each other.
Final 30 seconds. The Canadian is looking to pass a bit. The final 15 seconds, they stand momentarily. 10 seconds on the clock.
Rory giving that bit of a stand-up, coming in, jumping in with a punch. It was an outstanding round by Rory MacDonald.
They go the distance. Douglas Lima and Rory MacDonald.
Got a lot of work to do.
First ever title fight on Paramount Network. Let's take a look at the 25 minutes of battle, tonight's fight replay. Brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum. The bold, 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Right here you're seeing that kick. That's what you want to do for Rory, but you don't want to take shots. Rory going for the takedown. Big hips movement by Douglas, but Rory keeps driving through, circling the... When he circles, it causes Douglas the inability to catch up to what he's doing. Big elbows by Rory right there. This is the 5th round, and you're looking at two guys that are exhausted. Give it all they have. You can't ask for anything more.
Who will leave with the belt? Our official decision is coming up next. Lima MacDonald go the distance with the belt on the line. With the official decision, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in this world title fight, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Brian Miner, scores the fight 48-47. Judge Michael Bell scores it 49-45. And Judge Marcos Rosales sees the fight 49-46. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the new Bellator welterweight world champion, Rory, the Red King MacDonald.
Congratulations, Kelowna's finest, David Leah. He's been there since he was 14 years old. Big John with our new champion.
Come here, champ. Just hold on to him. I am here with the new Bellator welterweight champion, Rory MacDonald. Rory, that was a fantastic, hard battle. Tell me how strong and how good of a fighter is Douglas Lima?
He's the best fighter I've ever fought. Easy. I came in at my very best my entire career. I've never felt so good. And this guy gave me challenges everywhere. And it was an honor to compete with him, and I definitely feel like the best in the world after fighting with that guy.
He kicked you with low kicks that as I was watching, I go, those are damaging, those are gonna hurt, they're gonna start to add up. How bad is your leg?
Well, I think I have a person growing inside me down there. It looks of it. I can't really walk on it, but whatever, I got through it.
It's gonna be sore for a while. I wanna tell you, this is your second chance at being a world champion. You have now conquered that goal. Congratulations, the new Bellator welterweight champion, Rory Red King MacDonald.
Congratulations to Rory MacDonald, the winner by unanimous decision, and he leaves with the Bellator belt. Brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. They are the same age. They are not, John, the same way.
No, they aren't. That weight is going to make a difference. Even though Chael's saying the lighter guy has the advantage, he's the guy that's going to have to wrestle all of that 253 pounds. That is not an easy thing to do.
I got to be honest, I'm looking for something virtually identical, but haven't had it tonight. So let's get over to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight from the fabulous Forum Live on Paramount Television, Bellator MMA now features tonight's main event, 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you tonight by Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in, 222 pounds even, a 3-time title challenger tonight. He stands with 29 professional victories, 15 defeats with 1 draw. Fighting out of West Lynn, Oregon, presenting the American Gangster, Chael Sonnen. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in, 253 pounds even, the 2-time former world champion tonight enters the cage for the 50th time, bringing 37 professional victories, 12 defeats. Hailing from Memphis, Tennessee, introducing Quinton Rampage Jackson. And the referee in charge of the action, Blake Grice.
Here we go. Gentlemen, you know the rules. I do expect a clean fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Good luck to you both.
Referee Blake Grice. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It's 8 right now. Soon it will be 7. Rampage, the American Gangster.
You ready?
Here we go! Tonight's fight card brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Southpaw Chael Sonnen in the blue gloves, Rampage in the red gloves.
Chael's doing a good job coming out, utilizing footwork, bouncing around, moving. Big overhand left. He needs to keep throwing that, keep Rampage off balance. Rampage likes to tuck and roll and come in with a left hook or a right overhand. And when he hits like a Mack truck.
Tuck and roll, Mike Tyson style. Rampage has scored some of the most vicious knockouts in MMA history. Chael had never fought before tonight. And it's just starting, John. It never fought or even wrestled at heavyweight.
No, it is a different feel for him. But he's a guy that would fight anybody, anywhere. He has fought the very best out there. Look, when you go 5 rounds with Anderson Silva and you win 4 of them easily, some of them 10-8, that's saying that, you know what, you can fight. The one thing that Chael can't get hit is with power. Power is going to hurt him. It's going to cause him to stop his attack, and when he stops his attack, that's going to be trouble.
That overhand left has landed a couple of times early for Chael. Started training with Dan Henderson in 1999, a professional since age 19. The old Team Quest with Randy Couture and company. Big shots by Rampage.
The one thing that Chael's really got going for him here is he doesn't worry about Rampage taking down. He knows that Rampage wants to stand and throw. Rampage knows that Chael wants to take him down, but right now, Chael's not forcing the takedown. This is a smart game plan. This is smart fighting by Chael.
Rampage and Bobby Rimmer have always had a great relationship. You saw some of the social media posts and digital media that we did for you prior to this fight. You can see they have a lot of fun too, Rimmer and Rampage. They clinch for the first time.
See, and that was a good move to clinch, and immediately Rampage turned him around, which is smart for Rampage. Chael has his hands clasped together. He's got an S grip right now. That's not gonna, there you go. That's Quinton Jackson.
Yep.
They're picking him up, dropping him down, saying, oh, get up.
Why every time Quinton fights do we go Ricardo Arona?
Look at, he has a lower back made out of cable. It is unbelievable how strong his back is, and he can do that to anybody.
Round one of 3 5-minute rounds scheduled in this, our first battle in the 2018 Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix. Chael tried the flying knee.
Nice move by Chael, man. He's opening up. He's doing different attacks. That's going to keep Quinton a little bit unsure and not so quick with those hands coming out.
Again, over the top, that left has landed, John.
It has landed multiple times, and that's exactly what Chael needs to do. Just keep touching him. Don't think you're going to knock him out. The guy has got a granite chin. But if I touch him enough, it will slow him down to where I can do whatever I want.
The winner of this fight will meet the winner of Frank Mir and Fedor Emelianenko. They fight in Chicago, April 28th.
That's going to be just an incredible fight between the ex-Pride heavyweight champion and the ex-UFC heavyweight champion.
Big country, Matt Mitrione, Ryan Bader, King Mo, the other side of the bracket. Chael striking looks sharp.
He's doing good because he's keeping his hands busy. He's not waiting. He's not, that right there, good attack by Rampage, but Chael is keeping those hands going, which is keeping Quinton from being offensive. It's a good attack by Chael.
And at $10,000 per takedown, so far Rampage is okay.
Good thing that Chael doesn't have to pay Rampage for the takedowns he gets. He'd be 10,000 down.
Again, low, high, and there we go, there's one.
This is a great position. Chael has outstanding submissions, but he doesn't have a whole lot of time left in the round. There's only 30 seconds left now. Quinton's gonna sit there, grab wrist, try to just ride this out from this position.
This could, though, especially late in the round, put Chael Sonnen up 1 love.
Right now, Chael is squeezing more head than he is neck, and that's not going to get it. Rampage does a good job of turning out, gets the underhook, but Chael can go for that guillotine.
Final seconds of round 1. He is the last emperor, the former Pride heavyweight champion in Pride. 14 wins, 1 no contest. Round 2. Rampage in the red, Chael in the blue. Big swing and a couple of misses by Rampage.
Notice that this is where that size difference, even though Chael says size doesn't make a difference, you saw how Rampage just turns him around. That is what that size will do for you.
If they break and strike again, Rampage's corner, Bobby Rimmer and Tiki were saying, look for the right, look for the right.
Right now, Chael's being hesitant in bringing up that leg, trying for a knee, because the last time he got high crotched right up by Rampage and brought straight down to the ground. It doesn't feel good. It does shock the body, and he's trying to keep himself in a position where he's safe.
Ryan Bader, you know, talking earlier with Jay and Josh and saying this is, you know, perhaps the most exciting thing in MMA right now. I don't think it's perhaps. I think this is, because they are legendary fighters who want to continue to develop and state their legacy.
Well, they're both, look at this heavyweight Grand Prix. It's awesome when you look at who's in it and what it's going to prove. Rampage has been fighting 50-5. Beautiful inside trip by Chael Sonnen to get the takedown. Now he's in the top position. This is where he wants to be.
So that's perhaps 20,000.
It might be $20,000 down.
If any of our fans on Paramount Network, CMT around the world don't know the deal, Rampage said he will give Chael Sonnen $10,000 per takedown. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, though. It's who walks away and advances to round 2.
The real question is he going to say, well, I got you down, so that's $10,000 off?
That's fair.
What you see from Chael Sonnen, that's what we call a can opening, starting to bring his hands together. It's not the smartest thing. It does open the guard. Quinton's in an open guard right now. This is a good position for him. Chael's going after him, trying to land the big shot, trying to keep his head up high. It's all smart, good ground fighting by Chael Sonnen. Here he's passing the leg, steps over it. Beautiful job of getting himself right into a half guard.
Rampage has clearly stated it over and over. I'm an alpha male, that's how I fight. Just surpassed the midway point of this 3-round fight.
Chael is in that half guard and he's utilizing a good shoulder pressure with his right shoulder. You're going to cut right across Rampage's chin and neck, but it's not going to stop Rampage Jackson. It's not going to keep him from doing anything. Right now, Rampage is almost just kind of waiting to see if he can let the referees stand him up. Same Kimura that Chael tried to get Vanderlei Silva in right here. He needs to extend that arm, bring it back. He needs, if he can get his right leg over the top of Quinton's head, that's going to bring Quinton's head up, give him room to move that arm back, and that Kimura can happen.
Between the UFC and Bellator, Chael 6 fights at light heavyweight, 10 at middleweight. Tonight weighing in at 222, 222 pounds. In this heavyweight fight against Rampage, utilizing the Turk, and nobody did it better than Randy Couture, his old teammate.
His old teammate, the one guy that Chael says, I'm afraid of him.
That was when I met you back in 1997, Shin Yokohama, Japan.
Yeah, a long time ago. All of us are old guys now.
Yes, indeed we are. Randy Couture, Maurice Smith.
It's really a nice job of what Chael is doing. His ability to position on top of Rampage. He's got great hip pressure down. He's got the half guard. He's not trying to move past the half guard. He keeps attacking that Kimura, but I don't think he's going to complete it from this position. Quinton needs to move his hips, start to shrink his hips out towards the left and get himself back to either a full guard or start to scramble out of the position.
All right, for a quick second, put on your referee hat. Chael staying busy enough for Blake Grice to let them continue here?
Well, with what Chael's doing when he's isolating the arm, that's where Blake is starting to stall out.
Let's go down to work.
Final seconds of the second. This is Bellator MMA on Paramount Network.
Let's go, seconds out, let's go, guys.
2 takedowns so far in the fight for Chael Sonnen.
Yes, it was a beautiful outside trip, tripping the leg there when he got him down. And you can look at completely different inside trip on that one. That's just basic wrestling, but he's doing it well.
5 minutes remain.
Rampage knows he's down. He knows he needs to hurt Chael. Good job of Chael closing the distance on him. Chael again gets the grip. It's got an S grip, over, under. It's not a great position as far as getting down, but he keeps on being able to sweep that leg. He gets a hook on the outside, hook on the inside for an inside or outside trip. It's working well for him. He cannot do it where he's got his back on the fence right now.
Stay busy, guys. Let's go work.
The winner tonight fights the winner of Fedor and Frank Mir. Bader, King Mo, Big Country, and Matt Mitrione
Shorts, Quinton. Thank you.
watching very closely as well.
I got you.
1 minute into the third and final round.
Both fighters right now, neither one's doing much when you look at Chael. Chael's just sitting there holding position and saying, hey, as the time goes down, this is great for me. Quinton needs to separate and look for that big shot now. There you go, opening up.
Can Rampage do damage this close?
He can if Chael starts to just grab his head like this. Is not a smart thing for Chael to do. Chael's starting to do what we call a front naked choke, but it's not going to work in this position where he's at.
Rampage looking to dig in with some more body shots.
You get hit to the body in the right place, as we've seen in prior fights. Look at a body shot will put you down.
Aaron Pico, 2 body shots and his second pro win earlier tonight.
Again, not much going on, but for Chael, this is good. For Quinton needs to start to move. He needs to start to separate. He needs to start to either throw in elbows or continue to throw those body shots inside, but he cannot stay with what he's doing.
Chael Sonnen has not lost a decision in close to 15 years. 17-1, lifetime in fights that go the distance. Blake Grice breaks them. They're in the center of the cage. This is Rampage's opportunity.
That's Rampage throwing him off. That's good fighting by Rampage. Smart of Chael to try to close that distance.
Big swing and a miss.
That big swing and a miss will take the gas right out of you. Quinton's trying. He's going after him now. He knows that he needs to land a shot that's going to hurt Chael. It doesn't matter if he's only trying to come towards you.
Two legends of the sport.
Come on, guys, let's fight.
We know what he's trying to do.
Absolutely.
But why he's trying to do it, John, the seconds keep ticking down.
My dad used to tell me, never play another man's game. And Chael is doing exactly what my dad would tell him. Don't play his game, you fight your fight.
It's a good body shot a moment ago by Rampage. Over, under, middle of the cage here. Time ticking away on fight one of our heavyweight Grand Prix.
There goes Chael, that inside trip again. Look at, that's just years of wrestling and knowing, hey, if I drive enough, you watched how he turned the corner with it, that's why it worked.
And right before he did so, Rampage put his foot on Chael's foot, trying to make him a bit immobile, but Sonnen able to counter and put him on his back again.
Did exactly what he needed to do for him to try to win this fight. That's smart fighting. You cannot blame Chael Sonnen for anything he's done in this fight. It's been a very intelligent fight from an intelligent fighter. Quinton trying to open up. Time's running out. He's got to move. He's got to scramble. He's got to do something quick.
Let's go, guys. Work.
This has been a superb fight by Chael. You can sit there and not like it. Referee's involving himself now, and Chael's actually trying to work.
Final seconds of this three-round fight. They go the distance.
Hey, gentlemen, well done. My pleasure to be here with you.
Tonight's fight replay brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Look at that position that Chael trying to take. There's a beautiful inside trip. I mean, when you're looking at how to do something, he's doing great things. Rampage trying to go after him at the end of that fight. Hits him with a big shot, but not enough. Time runs out on him.
The official decision is in. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your judges at cage side. Brian Miner, Michael Bell, Ron McCarthy, all scored exactly the same, 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision now. Advancing in the heavyweight world Grand Prix, Chael, the American Sonnen.
Big John McCarthy with Chael Sonnen the winner by unanimous decision.
Chael, you just fought a bigger guy. You went and told everyone, it's not the big guy you got to worry about, it's the fast guy. I think you just proved that. How did that fight go for you?
God made 6 billion men, and none of them are as tough as Chael Sonnen, Frank Mir, and Fedor Emelianenko. Boys, neither one of you is the best, but one of you is next.
I gotta know, if you get a chance, which one do you want to fight?
Because it's your first day on the job, Chael will stick around, John. I have no preference. I got the biggest arms, I got the greatest charm, and I do all the harm.
Doesn't matter who you fight.
1-on-1, 2-on-1, or 5-on-1. I'll make them all need 9-1-1.
Congratulations, your winner, Chael Sonnen, the first to advance in the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix.